Hello and welcome to Blade Bench. Today we're checking out the SOG Flash AT. If you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe. If everybody watching this could just take a quick second to please subscribe, that would be so cool. I'm just trying to grow this channel and that would be amazing. Thank you. But let's check this thing out. These things are really cool. I'm usually big into like the really big folders, and these are not that. These are like a very regular, typical EDC size kind of knife, but I like them. My brother has given me a couple of these for Christmas, and they're really cool and they're really fun. I usually go for more, like tactical, really cool, big pocket sword knives, and obviously you can tell that this is not that at all. It's got the blue GRN or Civic Cyan is what they call this color, GRN handle. But really cool knife. It's got a D2 blade steel. I'm not quite sure what I would call this blade shape. Maybe you guys can tell me what kind of blade shape. It's not really a drop point. It's got this big upswept part. There must be a certain like name for that blade shape. But yeah, definitely really cool. And I really like these knives. And the neat thing about these is they're assisted open, and this one's called the Flash. And man, the assisted opening is wild on these things. Like it legitimately feels like it could jump out of your hand. Like that's how assisted opening it is. I don't know if they called it the Flash and they like put a beefier spring in there or something, but these things fly open. I've got two, I think the other one's called the Trident that I have by SOG, and really aggressive assisted openers. I was always some of my first knives were the Kershaw, like the Kershaw Blur and stuff, and the Leak, the Chive. Those are assisted opening and they're cool and they work great. But I always kind of thought that was like the standard, or that's just how assisted opening knives were, until I got one of these things. And yeah, man, do they just fly open. I don't know if that really comes across, but you can see how it's like I'm not trying to make my hand move. Like I'm trying to hold my hand still and it's just whack. Like, man, that thing flies open. Really fun knives to sit and play with. It does have like a crossbar type of lock. What do they call that? They call it the Ambidextrous ATXR lock. So it is on both sides, kind of like a Benchmade sort of thing, but even the lock is spring, like it's spring activated. Because it's assisted opening, it's not like a bug out where you can kind of like a Benchmade bug out where you can pull that back and swing it closed. That assisted open, you can see it's always trying to just make that thing fly open. So it's not like a one-handed kind of closing thing like the Benchmade knives are, but really cool. And these are nice, nicely designed knives. The handle is really ergonomic. It's got these cutouts here. I like the little notches there. That's kind of more design, for a grip sort of thing. But how it's kind of thicker back here, tapers a little bit. These edges, you can see they're rounded. So this thing they actually did design it to be ergonomic. And when this thing fits in your hand, the way that your fingers kind of just naturally fall into position here, with the jimping up along the back side of the spine, it's a really super comfortable knife to hold. Yeah, really comfortable. So they did a really nice job designing that. It does have a deep carry pocket clip on it, quite a deep carry. So you can see, when that thing's all the way nestled into your pocket, you basically, it disappears until you just see kind of the clip sticking out. So really nice deep carry pocket clip, says SOG on it. A lot of tension on these. I find with these SOG knives, you've really got to make sure and like push this thing into your pocket and pull it out. It's not there's a lot of tension on that clip there, which I like. It's pretty cool. The other knife that I have, the Trident, and I'm gonna do a review on that coming up, but the pocket clip actually mounts on the exterior. So on the inside here, they actually have the mounting hardware, and I absolutely hate that. It's because every time you push it in your pocket, it it almost stops on the screws at about this point, because that's where the screws are, because there's just no room for, you know, your pants to get squeezed between the head of the screws and the outside of the clip. So you have to really jam it into your pocket and rip it out, and it's just gonna, I know it's gonna eat my pants, so I don't really wear that one too much, unless it was like a really thin pair of shorts or something. But jeans, you know, army pants, any sort of you know, DDU type pant like that, it's just too thick. But this one, it's nice because it actually mounts, you know, inside underneath. So really cool pocket clip, designed really nicely. I like the color. It's kind of fun. My other knives are all black basically, or like an olive drab green sort of color. And this blue's just fun, just kind of mixes it up a little bit. So yeah, D2 blade steel, and it's got the blade coating, and it is they say it's cryogenically heat treated D2. I've never had any problems with it. You can see the edge. I've EDC'd this thing quite a bit, and you can see that edge. I'll see if I can get it to shine on you. You can see it's still pretty clean. Maybe a little bit of gnarliness up here. But really, really nice edge on it. It's holding up really well. You can see a little bit of corrosion right there. A little bit there too. So just a little bit of oiling and a little sharpening, and that'll take care of that. But the blade finish is cool. I like this, the Civic Cyan that they call it, the blue with the black accents is really, really neat. What type of blade coating is this? They black titanium nitride, they call it. And the finish is holding up really well. Let's see if I can just wipe that off. I usually give these a good cleaning before these videos, but you can see that the finish is holding up really well. I've done a decent amount of cutting and you know, making fires with this and stuff, and a lot of the time those coatings get really scratched up. You can see there's a little scratch there, but this thing's, it's been holding up really well. Now this little device over here is a safety lock, and I think that's because SOG, from what I remember, their original flash knives, they all had this little safety, which is good because these things are so aggressive, and you do not want this thing opening up in your pocket, because it will basically fully deploy, or at least half deploy, and you'll get your leg for sure. So what this is, it's kind of neat. It's just a little safety. So when you put that in your pocket, if you do not want it to open accidentally, you just click that little safety down. You can see it kind of just nestles in there. Click it down, and now that blade is totally locked. Like there's not even any wiggle there. Like it completely locks that blade into the, pretty nice centering on there. Could be a little more centered like that, but yeah, so it locks the blade down so that you just can't accidentally deploy it. And then when you're ready to fire, give it the old click, and then that thing flies out, you know, quick as a flash. That's what's always really impressed me with these SOG knives is just how super fast they deploy. It's just so aggressive. It's really cool. So yeah, nice amount of jimping on the back here. It is a thick-ish blade, and you can see it keeps its thickness kind of right until where this grind comes into play, and it's about a 3mm blade stock. It's actually 0.12 inches, which is basically about 3mm. You can see the blade stop there is just kind of like a, you know, a bent over piece of flat bar, but it does a good job at stopping the blade. I'll give you guys a couple close-ups of kind of all the different views. So there's the back side. They've got a bit of a spacer there. What are those cutouts for? I've never noticed that before. What are those cutouts for? Maybe some of you guys know. I think that's for the pocket clip if you wanted to reverse it, so I get that. But what are these little holes for? Curious. So there's a view of the back, view of that kind of safety lock sort of thing. Pretty thick, stout blade. I never mentioned yet, it's a 3.5-inch blade. So not long, but not tiny. There's a view of this side, studies and observation group, the SOG, SOG. View of the blue handle. And you can see there's a little bit of staining. I did clean this before this video, but it's the handle's holding up really well with very minimal staining and ugliness, which is really cool. Pocket clip with a little gap, so you can reverse the pocket clip, and then a view of the back side. It's kind of cool that they put the little red dot on the safety, just kind of like you would, you know, on a firearm. So that's kind of cool. You can see she's ready to fire when the little red thing's up. View of this side. Cool crossbar lock. Nice. You can see how it it's kind of like a pyramid kind of shape, or like a, you know, not pyramid, but like a triangle shape. So it's like a ramp up, ramp down. So it's really nice to, and it's like that on both sides too. So it's really nice. You can really, there's a good view of it. That's what I was trying to show you. So you can see how it's really nice to, you know, pinch it and grab it and pull that thing backwards. Really nicely designed knife. Thumb studs, of course, and on this side, the Flash AT, Cryo D2. Pretty cool. Kind of fingerprinty, but I've got super fingerprinty fingers. I don't really blame the knife. It's more of a me thing. And yeah, really, really nice. Plain edge. I don't think these come serrated. Could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure most of the SOGs that I've seen, these folding knives that they do, they all come with like a plain kind of straight edge sort of thing. So yeah, there you guys go. This thing is made in Taiwan, just kind of like, you know, my favorite cold steels. I've never had a problem with Taiwanese made knives. I think the knife makers in Taiwan, whatever they're doing, are great. I mean, this blade grind is a bit uneven. You can see how it's really narrow here, gets kind of wide near the belly, and then gets really tight up again. What's the other side look like? Kind of different. It's like wide, skinny, wide. So, I mean, that kind of attention to detail, and look, it's like the edge is almost nothing up here. That kind of attention to detail is not great, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, very, very cool, very, very fun, kind of different, unique knife. The assisted opening is amazing on these. Super fun to just sit and play with. And I would definitely recommend this thing all day long. And even if there's some of you guys that are like me, that like, and I know you are, because you're leaving comments, which I love your guys' comments and the back and forth and all the big knives, and everybody, you know, giving recommendations for this knife or that knife. I love that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you're into the kind of bigger knives, I would recommend, you know, this is a smaller knife. Yeah, it's 3.5 inches, but it's not tiny at all. Fits your hand really well, and it's just a fun little one to kind of mix the collection up when, after carrying big giant knives day in, day out, big black giant pocket swords, which are amazing. But from time to time, it's cool to just carry something like this, something fun, something different. So yeah, there you guys go. Please, as I said, like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, so if everybody watching this vid could just quickly please hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, there you guys go. The SOG Flash AT in Civic Cyan. Catch you guys next time. Thank you.